welcome to the deep dive. The digital entertainment landscape is it's always changing, incredibly dynamic.
It really is.
And even the absolute giants, the ones who've been around forever, they have to keep innovating, keep evolving, finding new ways to connect. Otherwise, they risk becoming irrelevant.
Absolutely. And speaking of giants, well, you don't get much bigger than Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios, Inc., MGM, right? A cornerstone of film and TV globally since, 1924?
Nearly a century. Incredible legacy. And now, of course, operating under Amazon Prime Video after the acquisition back in 2021.
That's right.
So you'd think, with that history, that amazing library of content, maybe expanding their digital reach would be simple. But no. They hit this really fascinating challenge. How do you launch a dedicated Roku app for very specific regions? We're talking the UK, Canada, Brazil, Mexico, and keep that iconic MGM brand look and feel perfectly consistent. And who do you even partner with to make something that complex actually happen?
Yeah, it's such a great case study. You have this massive established player needing, well, frankly, very modern, very agile solutions. And it wasn't just about pushing content out there. It was about meeting this long list of incredibly precise technical requirements, functional needs, all under a really tight deadline.
Okay, so let's get into it. Let's unpack this whole challenge, the clever solution they landed on. Our mission for this deep dive: figure out the hurdles MGM faced, understand the solution from this company, Muvi, and see what the results actually look like.
Sounds good. Where do we start?
Let's begin with MGM's vision itself and just how complex it really was. The main goal: build this region-specific Roku app. Showcase that huge library.
Right, but the key was it couldn't just be any app.
Exactly. It had to feel premium, totally consistent with MGM's existing look on Amazon.
Yeah.
You just can't mess with a brand that recognizable.
No way. And the technical list they had to check off was, well, it was long. Take geo-restriction, for instance. That was fundamental.
Making sure content only plays where it's supposed to play.
Precisely. UK, Canada, Brazil, Mexico, only those places. You can just imagine the rights and licensing chaos if things went wrong there. CloudFront was essential for nailing that control.
Absolutely critical for global media. Okay, beyond just locking it down geographically, what else?
Yeah.
Localization must have been a big one.
Huge. Full support for localized languages, obviously, but also dual language content within each region, managing different audio tracks, subtitles across multiple territories like that. It adds layers of complexity.
I bet, especially for the user experience.
And then user management. Mandatory registration and sign-in before you could watch anything.
Right. Standard practice, but essential, not just security, right? It's about understanding who's watching, what they watch, managing subscriptions.
Exactly. Which leads right into monetization. Flexibility was key there. They needed strong support for both subscription models, SVOD, and pay-per-view.
And multi-currency. Because obviously someone in the UK pays in pounds, someone in Brazil in reais. It has to be seamless.
Totally seamless. Plus, you needed 247 customer support, a proper ticketing system. Because when you're global, time zones matter and people need help whenever issues pop up. You lose users fast if support isn't there.
Good point. And finally, back to that first point, keeping the UI UX, the look and feel, perfectly aligned with the main MGM streaming presence. Brand consistency above all.
So, yeah. You put all that together.
It's a mountain to climb.
It really is. High scalability, great performance, rock-solid security. Oh, and the kicker, a really tight go-to-market deadline. That's a massive ask for any tech team, let alone for a company managing MGM scale and legacy.
So the big question then is, how? How do you possibly deliver all that quickly without spending years building it all from the ground up?
And that right there brings us to Muvi. They were MGM's strategic partner for this.
Muvi. Okay, so they brought the solution. Let's talk about their no-code advantage. How did that help? Their platform is called Muvi One.
That's right, Muvi One. It's what you call an OTT platform over the top. Delivers content direct via the internet, bypassing old school cable or broadcast.
Got it.
And the no-code part is crucial. Instead of writing custom code for every single feature, which takes ages,
right,
Muvi could essentially configure and customize their existing platform, their back-end architecture, to hit all of MGM's very specific needs. It wasn't off the shelf, not at all. It was highly tailored, but built using this flexible pre-existing foundation. That's the speed advantage.
Makes sense. Faster configuration rather than building from scratch. And underpinning all of this, making it scalable and performant, was Amazon Web Services, AWS.
Exactly. Muvi cleverly used a whole suite of AWS services. That was the real engine, the backbone, ensuring everything ran smoothly and could handle the load.
Okay, so Muvi provides the tailored platform, the no-code speed, But AWS provides the muscle underneath, the digital building blocks, you could say. Let's get into those specific AWS tools. What did they use and why?
It's actually quite neat how each service tackled a specific MGM problem. For the actual video streaming, making it smooth, low latency, minimal buffering across all those countries, they used Amazon CloudFront.
The CDN, Content Delivery Network.
Right. But CloudFront did double duty here. It didn't just speed things up. It was also fundamental for enforcing that precise geo-blocking we talked about, making sure only the right eyeballs saw the content.
So fast video plays only where allowed. Makes sense. What about storing all that content? MGM's library must be enormous.
Absolutely massive. For that, they used Amazon S3, simple storage service, secure, incredibly scalable object storage, perfect for managing a huge, constantly growing library of films and TV shows efficiently. You just need a reliable, massive digital warehouse.
Can't run streaming without it. Okay, storage covered. What about the processing power? Handling logins, maybe transcoding video?
That's where Amazon EC2 came in. Elastic Compute Cloud. These are basically virtual servers that provide the raw compute power. They could scale up automatically during peak viewing times, handle all the content processing, user authentications for potentially millions of users, and then scale back down. Very flexible.
The heavy lifters.
Got it.
And databases, tracking users, subscriptions, payments.
That fell to Amazon RDS, Relational Database Service. It managed all that critical data user details, who subscribed to what, content metadata, analytics data, and crucially, it underpinned those multi-currency payment models, keeping track of all the transactions securely across regions.
Essential for the business side. You mentioned transcoding, getting the video ready for different devices.
Ah, yes. That was AWS Elemental Media Convert, a bit of an unsung hero, maybe. It optimizes the video files for adaptive bitrate streaming, meaning the video quality automatically adjusts to your internet speed and device. So whether you're watching on a tiny phone screen with spotty Wi-Fi or a giant 4K TV with fiber, you get the best possible picture quality without annoying buffering or pixelation. Smooth viewing is key.
Definitely key for keeping viewers happy. Okay, one more piece. You mentioned AWS Lambda for automation.
Right. AWS Lambda. Think of it as enabling event-driven automation. Little bits of code that run automatically in response to triggers. So things like updating content listings, processing user interactions, even running parts of the backend for that customer support system. Lambda handled that efficiently without needing dedicated servers running all the time. Very responsive.
Okay, so that's the tech stack. Muvi 1 for the custom app build, powered by this suite of AWS services, CloudFront, S3, EC2, RDS, Media Convert, Lambda. How did this all translate into the actual features the user sees or MGM benefits from?
Well, first off, the Roku app itself. Fully customized using Muvi 1, giving users seamless access, but with those strict region-based content restrictions baked right in.
And the geo-blocking in languages.
That precision geo-blocking. CloudFront and S3 working together like a digital border control, only users in the UK, Canada, Brazil, Mexico got through. And yes, delivering that dual language support within each region was a big win for user engagement. Makes people feel the service is really for them.
Absolutely. How about making money from it?
The monetization was slick. A region-based subscription model, SVOD, with those multi-currency payments handled smoothly through Amazon RDS and integrated payment gateways. Easy to subscribe, easy to pay wherever you are. This let MGM tailor pricing for each market, too.
Smart. And finding the content. Was it easy for Roku users?
Yes, and this was important. They integrated MGM's metadata, titles, descriptions, actors, directly into Roku's global search tool. So if you search for an MGM movie on your Roku, it pops right up alongside everything else. A huge boost for discoverability. Gets more eyes on the content.
Big deal for driving viewership. What about insights for MGM? Could they see what was happening?
Definitely. The combination of Lambda and RDS enabled some really advanced analytics. Automated reports on user behavior, subscription trends, revenue insights, all crucial for understanding the business and making decisions in a super competitive market.
Knowledge is power, especially there. And user support. The Tattle system.
Right, Tattle, that 24/7 ticketing system. Using EC2 helped automate query handling and responses. So users got help faster, issues resolved more efficiently day or night. Better support means happier, more loyal viewers.
Okay, we've covered the ambition, the tech, the features. Let's talk results. What were the actual tangible benefits for MGM, and maybe just as importantly, for the viewers?
Well, the headline result, a successful launch. Plain and simple, MGM got its region-specific Roku app out there working exactly as planned, and critically, it looked and felt completely consistent with the MGM brand. It was a smooth, strategic expansion.
And they did it quickly, you mentioned.
In record time, according to the case study. That's the power of Muvi's no-code approach. It drastically cut down the development cycle, getting MGM into those key markets much faster than traditional methods would have allowed. Speed is a weapon in streaming.
No doubt. How did it perform? Any buffering?
Performance was reportedly excellent thanks to that AWS Foundation CloudFront S3. They delivered fast, buffer-free streaming. It could handle thousands of people watching at the same time during peak hours without breaking a sweat. That reliability is crucial for keeping viewers engaged.
And did viewers engage more?
It seems so. The multilingual support, the customized UI tailored for each region, those things really helped boost audience retention. When an app feels native and easy to use in your language, you're just more likely to stick with it.
Makes total sense. And the bottom line for MGM, did it help revenue?
Yes, the region-based multi-currency payment system directly opened up new monetization streams. It provided a clear path for revenue growth in markets where they didn't previously have this dedicated Roku presence.
And finally, that support system, Daddle.
It significantly improved things. Faster ticket resolution, more efficient handling of user queries thanks to the AWS automation. So, if you, as a viewer, had a problem, you got better, faster help. That builds goodwill and loyalty.
So looking back at this whole thing,
What this deep dive really highlights, I think, is how even a company with a century of history, a true legacy titan, can pivot and accelerate its digital strategy incredibly quickly. MGM working with Muvi and AWS isn't just about one Roku app.
it feels bigger than that.
It really is. It's like a blueprint showing how you can fuse agile, no-code development with powerful, scalable cloud infrastructure. And the result? You unlock new markets super fast, you enhance the user experience, and you set a new bar for how content gets delivered. It's a lesson for almost any industry-facing disruption.
That's a fantastic summary. We saw a legacy giant tackle really complex digital distribution, leveraging Muvi's agility and AWS's power. A real masterclass in modernizing and expanding reach.
Which kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? Thinking about this level of tech integration, this customization for delivering content, what's next? How else might you, the listener, see your experience of watching shows and movies change? And maybe even broader, how could this mix of no-code speed and cloud power reshape totally different industries beyond just entertainment?
Endless possibilities when tech and strategy click like that.
Yeah.
Really fascinating stuff. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
My pleasure.
We'll catch you next time.